All right, let's get a move on then and decode the IT hiring trends as well. Are there signs of IT hiring bottoming out? What is the outlook in terms of the top skills that one should have at a time when we're also seeing the threat of AI overtaking a lot of jobs? Ramani Dathi is the CFO at Teamlease Services and now joins us on the show. And thank you so much for taking time out. I'd like to begin by talking about the signs from peers, the likes of InfoEdge, etc. That seems to be suggesting to a certain extent that IT hiring has bottomed out. Is that the reality? What is it that you're witnessing?
Yeah. It could be too early to say whether it has already bottomed out because consistently for last 5 quarters, we are seeing a headcount drop in the core employee base of IT service companies and almost no hirings in terms of new positions were happening. Feb and March, there is a slight uptick. Again, this is only with few companies. We can't say that this is an actual pickup in the trend, whether there are real green shoots as far as IT hiring is concerned. In our view, it takes at least 1 or 2 quarters to see real momentum because if we go by the indications that the IT service companies are giving, the guidance that they are giving, even Q4 and Q1 could be somewhat flattish in terms of their hiring trends. So second half of this year is what we can expect to see some momentum.
uh, the current business for a traditional company like Teamlease is coming from new sources of growth, which is the global delivery or the global development center, as we call them.
That's right. That's right. Because earlier we used to have only 30% of our IT headcount coming from GCCs and GDCs, but that ratio has already gone up to 60% because we are seeing very good demand in terms of IT hiring from GCCs and GDCs. Having said that, compared to the volumes that the IT service companies would hire, this is only one third as of now. While we are seeing good increase in the number of GCCs itself, for the overall numbers to match with or to compensate for the headcounts and volume of hirings in IT services, it might take few more years. But as you know, GCCs are the ones who are holding who are holding the headcounts and revenue base for companies like Teamlease, especially the temp staffing side. They continue to hire at mid and senior level, especially for niche skills.
One side we are saying AI is eating into jobs, but I'm sure AI is also creating new jobs. When you do a sample of skill and need, how exactly has AI changed the job hiring profile according to you?
Yeah. No, especially at junior levels, it looks like AI to some extent has impacted because more and more IT companies are investing in AI and they are trying to optimize the employee productivity. And it is already reflecting in the numbers of many of the IT service companies. They have already peaked out on the employee utilization using AI and ML tools. But this, whatever the maximization that can be done, to some extent, it looks like it's already been implemented. And at some point, the companies have to start hiring, but whether that's going to happen in a quarter or two is the question. Looks like AI at junior level has definitely eaten into salaries as well as to some extent jobs. But at mid and senior level, especially for niche skill set, the requirements are still good.
What is that niche skill set, no matter whether it's junior or at a senior or at a higher level, that you think people need to possess in a very critical time such as this, where we're looking at machines and AI and all of that really taking over, of course, aiding, and of course, bettering skill sets. But what do you think are some of the factors that one needs to have in mind?
Yeah. No, right now there is a clear need for upskilling because we are seeing most of the companies also for upskilling of their own employee base. They are investing in L&D and upskilling their talent, especially towards skills that are required for AI, ML, and transformation initiatives. Even for the new talent who are aspiring for jobs in the IT industry, upskilling is now the real need, and they have to invest in terms of expanding their own skill set because earlier we used to have, even if I go by the number of job hirings that Indies used to do, almost 60 to 70% of the positions that we used to hire a year back are used to be in .NET and Java, the typical skill sets in IT industry. But those requirements have come down to almost like 30-35%, 50% drop in those traditional skill set. Whereas all the new requirements, new positions are all asking for niche skills like AI and ML and transformative initiatives. So upskilling, be it initiative by the companies or by employees on their own, is really an important one now.
How would you map the entire IT campus recruitment cycle for us? Because it is that time of the year where big companies and small companies the campuses. What we understand that the initial communication to most of the large IT campuses this time around, at least at engineering campuses from big companies, is not very positive. Is that true?
That's true, because even last year also the campus hiring were relatively on a lower side, but since that the cost of entry level jobs in IT are really low, companies have gone ahead and done entry level hiring and spent on their L&D upskilling. So that worked for last year, but this year it looks like even at entry level hiring, the campus hirings will be lower than last 2 years, and whether that would be 50% lower, 60% lower, we are not very sure. And clearly, at least going by the indications, there can be a drop in campus hiring numbers as well this year.
Looking at the skill set requirement of the Indian IT sector versus what currently the talent pool is, and the college students and the skills which they currently are trained for, is the Indian IT sector future ready, or it now really needs to re-innovate it themselves? I mean, I'm just going to break this question for our viewers. The Indian IT or Indian engineering sector, especially focused on the software skill, was all about mass, quality, and coding. But because of AI, the requirement of that skill may not be there. So, do you think something really needs to be reoriented and needs to be rebooted really at the education level?
We see this kind of transitions every few years, and in fact, many colleges and especially on the IT front hiring. So they have changed and updated their curriculum depending on the requirements of some of the large IT service companies like Infosys, Wipro, and TCS. So this kind of continuous upgradation is also happening to some extent, but whether is it exactly fulfilling the needs right now is the question. And we believe even for AI and ML, right now the colleges or the curriculum are not fully updated, or not even fully updated. They haven't even started to that extent. So that's why companies are spending directly on their L&D to upskill the talent.
All right. We'll let you go on that note. Thank you so much for taking time out and joining, giving us a better sense as to what the outlook is when it comes to the IT hiring and overall skill sets. Well, let's check.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.